Good evening. Today we have a very interesting subject and a very well-known person to speak about it. Definitely, a lot of people are curious that what is the prosperity you are going to get through the water management. So that is very interesting. We have Mr. Bharat Lal, who is the Director General of the Good Governance Center, National Center for Good Governance, which is an autonomous body. It's a think tank. So he is the Director General now and working on the development of a lot of IS officers also and other administrative people. But his journey has been very in-depth transitions to various places. He is from Allahabad, born and brought up there, did his masters in biochemistry and then did his work in AIMS. After that, he joined the civil services and worked on water management and other administrative aspects for a long time and sanitations. The best part what I would like to highlight is that he was here for water management and he started the work in Gujarat when Mr. Modi, PM sir, was CM sir. And he has worked with him and he played a very important role during the earthquake era. And he was involved in the rehabilitation work and then also he started water management system after the earthquake. So he has been in Gujarat, he was in Gujarat for many years and WASMO, which is Water and Sanitation Management Organization, got a lot of awards. He got Prime Minister's Civil Service Award, he got Commonwealth Association for Public Administration and Management, an award on United Nations Public Services Award for the WASMO work. After that, he went and did a lot of other work, but the main thing he did was he was additional secretary to the President of India during his tenure with Shri Ramnath Kovind, and he worked there. And in 22 September, he has been now made Director General, and he has worked with Mr. Modi regime for many years. He is known for out-of-box thinking, very well known everywhere. In Gujarat also people know him because he was here. And his vast experience of policy making, and he has made policies and working on policies at both levels, national and international. So I think most of you are knowing him, but I thought I have to do the ritual to introduce him and I am very happy to felicitate him on behalf of all the members and the AMA here today evening. I think I can request him to start his deliberation.
Thank you, Raju bhai. Good evening, everyone. And Gujarati mein bhai kem cho? So I think it's my homecoming actually. I don't feel like delivering talk or something like you know. And honestly speaking, यहाँ आने से पहले मैंने कभी पानी के बारे में, इसके बारे में, इस इशू पे कभी सोचा ही नहीं था. I didn't have any sensitization actually. I was born in Allahabad, UP, nowadays known as Prayagraj. जहाँ पानी पानी है, two rivers basically, two visible and one invisible, you know, Ganga Yamuna and Saraswati. So you'll find that कि वहाँ पानी का कोई issue नहीं था. We had not seen that, you know. And in 1990, when I came to Gujarat first time, So I I was posted in Dangs actually, and uh, I I don't know how to admit it, but it was my misfortune as well as I was fortunate enough. उसके पहले मैंने गरीबी जो है एब्जेक्ट पॉवर्टी भी नहीं देखी थी, डिप्रिवेशन क्या होता है, गरीबी क्या होती है, मैं देखी नहीं थी. पानी की कमी क्या होती थी, आई हैड सीन इट. I still remember on 31st August 1990, I reached our Dangs. It was like pouring, raining and downpour, 24/7 वो बरसात ही होती रहती थी. But by the month of October, there were areas जहाँ की पीने का पानी नहीं था. टैंकर सप्लाई होता था या कहीं कहीं रिवलेट में कहीं पानी इकट्ठा है, कहीं है, वहाँ से लोग लाते थे. तो आई हैड सीन दैट काइंड ऑफ एंड आई थिंक दैट वाज माय sensitization actually. And today I see one of my colleague, I have a good fortune here, couple of people in forest department and water supply department, I work with them. And Panchmahal में when I went there, वहाँ पे Kirit bhai and all those things, same situation was in Panchmahal actually. Same was in Panchmahal. I worked in Baria actually, and I could see that, And imagine, try to understand the impact क्या होता है. So, पानी की कमी हमने कभी लाइफ में नहीं देखी थी. गुजरात आया, लोग कहते हैं गुजरात बहुत अच्छा स्टेट है, एवरीथिंग इज़ देयर, बट देयर इज अ शॉर्टेज ऑफ वाटर. फर्स्ट टाइम आई लाइफ में कि भाई टैंकर से भी पानी सप्लाई होता है. नहीं है. एंड बाद में जब मुझे मौका मिला तो GWSSB में शुक्ला जी हैं यहाँ पे और लोग हैं, तो आई कुड सी दैट कि ओवर द ईयर्स ये पानी जो है कितना क्रिटिकल होगा. और allow me to give you one or two just fact and figures actually, क्योंकि unfortunately the new generation they just simply don't understand कि गुजरात में पानी की प्रॉब्लम क्या थी. Many of us have forgotten. बट एक दो फिगर मैं आपको कोट करना चाहता हूँ. In 85, 86, 87, many of you must be aware कि भाई there was a huge drought. In fact, that drought led to formation of National Drinking Water Mission at the Government of India level. I mean, this problem, this Western India का जो drought था, that led to the formation of National Drinking Water Mission at the Government of India level. Again, 99 and 2000, 2001, again same kind of situation. And at that time I was working in Government of India Department of Drinking Water Supply, and 8 states were reeling under drought. And in Gujarat alone, I think 8 to 10,000 road tankers. Forget about crop, horticulture, this thing. Imagine, I remember 2 trains were running in Gujarat. Two trains were utilized, deployed for transportation of water. And on behalf of Gujarat government, I used to go to Ministry of Railway, and that railway board chairman, Mr. Shanti Narayan, he used to laugh actually. And he will ask very jokingly, tell me, gentleman, young man, मैं रेलवे का जो रेक है वो पानी ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए दूं या पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए दूं. क्योंकि उसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट था, उसमें गल्फ वार 1 चल रहा था, तो पेट्रोलियम जो है ट्रांसपोर्टेशन वाज इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट. बट वी ऑल नो दैट वाटर इज, आई थिंक, फर्स्ट नीड. तो आई विल से इन सेम दिस थिंग कि सर ऑब्वियसली आई थिंक इट्स नॉट एनी ब्रेनर एक्चुअली, पानी के लिए देना है. देन ही लाफ एंड but try to see this thing from other side. So people like us, and after that I got posted in 92 in Junagadh. So I used to go from so Dang, Panchmahal, Junagadh, the whole Saurashtra, and I would see, and we used to say, one of my colleague who was at that time collector in Junagadh, he's no more, Mr. Guru Prasad Mahapatra, we used to travel together most of the time, Gandhinagar, and we used to say कि यार गुजरात में अगर पानी होता तो ये गुजरात कहाँ होता. We always used to say. And we also used to derive this kind of thing, that the kind of industrial people are there, the kind of मेहनत यहाँ के लोग करते हैं. And the biggest limiting factor is water. People like us, we started realizing, and of course you आप सभी लोग रियलाइज करते थे, करते हैं कि गुजरात की ग्रोथ में, गुजरात के इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट में, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट में, पॉवर्टी एलिमिनेशन में, paucity of water, shortage of water was the limiting factor, And allow me to give one more example. In 1999-2000, that year, गुजरात की जो GSDP ग्रोथ थी वो थी 1.02%. आज आप लोग जो है 8, 9, 10, 12% still not satisfied. And of course we should not be satisfied. But that year, growth in Gujarat was 1.02%. Next year, 2001, of course 26 January 2001 earthquake came. So it means Feb and March was lost. February and March was lost. But 10 month तो कोई issue नहीं था. But that year, economic growth was minus 4.89%. Minus 4.89%. And if you take 5 years, 1997 to 2002, whatever 5-year plan, the economic growth for that, Gujarat ka tha 2.8%. Basically, you are adjusting inflation, nothing else. And if you realize, if you go about it, if this kind of economic growth, what was happening exactly? You will find that administration, and you know better, I am just, because मुझे आज यहाँ पे इस टॉपिक पे बात करने बड़ा अजीब सा लग रहा है, because I learned all these things from here only. So I am not expert or something like that, But all these things I learned from here. I see the context, I see the change, I saw that witness, So imagine in that period, 3 districts population starting from 1971, decadal population was going down. Jamnagar, Kutch, Surennagar, that district, 3 districts, I think if I don't remember the exact figure, some 12 or 18 taluka, population was going down. That was the thing. In 2000, 2001, I was in Delhi, and there was a talk that in those days there might be a situation that 3 towns, and Mr. Shukla is here from GWSSP, he was working there, 3 towns there might be a situation where you need to be evacuated. So if for drinking and cooking and domestic need, if you are depending on tanker, what kind of economic activity you can. So I think we have to see, and again from Gujarat, to see the next phase. I don't want to get into political aspect, but in 2001, when Mr. Modi became Chief Minister, if you identify 2-3 problems exactly at that time, of course, earthquake rehabilitation, reconstruction, but bigger than that was severe drought, paucity of water. And of course, the third part was very, very low economic growth. Very, very low economic growth. In fact, I also came back at that time and I joined Water Supply Department. And you won't believe, monthly, clearing bill and getting money and mobilize fund, I used to mobilize, that responsibility was mine actually from different sources. It was, And every day in and out, we started realizing that one limiting factor in Gujarat, and that is water, shortage of water. If we are able to somehow correct this thing, I think Gujarat can go on different trajectory of development. I think this realization came, and this kind of resolve, and this kind of it happened. Let me go to another vertical. Let's see some 2-3 figures actually. In 1951, we were roughly 36 crore population. Today we have got 140 crore. That point of time, our our food grain production was something 32 million or so. Today we have got 320 million population because you have that kind of need. Right? See the other thing at that time, cattle population. Just think about economic activity, the kind of economic activities we have expanded, not only for food security. As a result, per capita water availability, which used to be in the country 5,000 plus cubic meter per person, today it has come down to roughly 1,400 cubic meter per person. And as prosperity goes up, so to maintain that prosperity, and with that prosperity, the kind of lifestyle comes, water consumption has to go. There is no choice. That more and more and more and more water is needed. Simultaneously see the other aspect. In your generation, our generation, or our parents' generation, I think we had immense patience to wait. If something bad is happening, it's a God's will. Ishwar kya wo hai. But today, I don't think that excuse is available. And it has its own advantages and disadvantages. India took 60 years since independence to become $1 trillion economy. India became $1 trillion economy in 2007 after 60 years of independence. But another $1 trillion was added in only 7 years. By 2014, we became $2 trillion economy. And you'll be happy to note the third trillion was added only in 5 years, by 2019. 2019, India became $3 trillion economy. And that's how, and you have seen that Honorable Prime Minister started talking, and it was, that by 2025, we should strive to become $5 trillion economy. It was possible, but of course, COVID and, lockdown and, this thing. What it shows actually? It shows coming of age of India and Indian people. It means we have reached to a situation where if opportunities are there, if conducive environment is created, if certain basic services is ensured, our productivity can go up. See, faster economic growth means what? We have become more efficient, more productive. And to become more productive in a country like ours, where basically 50% population is still dependent on agricultural allied activities, it means you have to have water. If you are still dependent in Gujarat on dairy, one of the mainstay of your economy, it means you need water. Water means you need fodder. Fodder means you need good health of your cattle and dairy and, and the activities. So there is no alternative. There is no alternative. That we have to achieve water security for economic prosperity. That there can't be any other alternative. And you see, in the same state, see our own example. We are the best, starting from around 2000, the kind of work was done in water sector. Very comprehensive, very comprehensive. You are completing Narmada Dam, you are developing canal network, you are developing water grid. But more importantly, you are making water everyone's business. That each village, नहीं गांव का पानी गांव में, घर का पानी घर में, खेत का पानी. You are trying to involve everyone. Sardar Patel, Jal Sanchay Yojana, Jal Sab. What is happening basically? Forest Department, Bantalaudi, Rural Development, Bandhara, and that. What we are trying to do that wherever it falls, wherever rain falls, try to capture it, whether over the ground or under the ground. And what it shows, again go back, look back, and I think that gives us a kind of things to going to come. How is it and why that till 2002, this state was growing, growth was in single digit, 1%, 2%, minus 4.89%. Then next one decade, Gujarat grew in double digit. And that too, agriculture also grew in double digit. Agriculture also grew in 10% plus. In fact, one study came a few days back that since Mr. Modi left Gujarat as chief minister, even since then, Gujarat is going around 9%, second highest in the country, So I think we have to find out that what are the factors which are basically pushing the state. And when this kind of growth take place, coupled with proper socio-economic policies, poverty elimination becomes much, much easier. I think this is the era last 10, 15 years. Every data suggests that absolute poverty, there is a massive improvement, that absolute poverty, is going down, which used to be 26, 27%. When you have this kind of growth, you have this kind of wealth creation, you have that kind of income, then only you can invest money on infrastructure development, you can invest money on providing different kind of services and facility like housing to everyone, right? Water supply, tap water to everyone, toilet to everyone, electricity to everyone, Ayushman Bharat to everyone, cooking gas to everyone. So universalization of services can take place when there is a wealth creation. And that wealth basically used in a very productive manner, and what had happened in Gujarat and what is happening in today in India, rest of the India. Take Jal Jeevan Mission, what is this basically? That by no family, no mother, no children, they should wait for water for whole day, or they have to walk for 100 meter, 200 meter, 500 meter. Toilet what? You need not to wait for darkness to ease yourself. I mean, come on. I mean, that is not the way any society lives actually. Then only you can talk about universalization of basic services. Just because you don't have money, your loved one suffering with XYZ disease can't get treatment in hospital because you don't have money. So if you have to provide that kind of, that person, that family, instead of selling his or her house or land, getting treatment for his or her loved one, I think, yes, there has to be some scheme like Ayushman Bharat where somebody can get and treated actually. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you look at very carefully, that what is one of the most limiting factor in socio-economic development in a country like ours, where 40% land area is basically falls in semi-arid and arid region. 40% land, I think you must have been known this Jal Shakti Abhiyan was launched in 2019. It was in 252 districts actually, So it has been realized at every level that if we don't correct our water story, if you don't improve your water management, if you don't achieve water security, well, next to impossible to progress. And there are states, no doubt Gujarat is one of the shining example, where it has been shown that if you are able to do it correctly, I think you can be totally in different league when it comes to development, when it comes to attracting investment, when it comes to inviting talents here. जब पानी ही नहीं तो यहाँ लोग आके काम क्या करेंगे? टैंकर से पानी लेके नहीं काम करेंगे ना, घर के अंदर तो पानी चाहिए. So it means if we are able to rectify this situation, if we are able to put that kind of management and that kind of system, I think we can put our state, our country on high economic growth. And the second part is, I don't know how many of you are aware, the data suggests that before 2014, only 24% women were working directly in workforce actually. 76% women were not into any kind of workforce. What does it mean? It means there could be problem of education, there problem of skilling, but there could be problem of these basic services. That these women, these mothers, basically managing home, they are unable to find spare time so they can work. And one of the major factor for this India's high economic growth, what is happening today, that last year, 33% women are into workforce. So imagine still 66% women are left actually, we can provide them a skill, education, and they can join workforce, so our productivity can go up. This is untapped human resource, what you call demographic dividend. Untapped human resource, already available. What we have to do, all these basic services has to be made available, so that these women are able to join workforce for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, depending on this thing. If we are able to do this part, I think again the whole national productivity, it can go up. And in fact, this is one area where basically this what you call demographic dividend, it is like waiting to to be exploited. Each and every day we are losing, and that's why the government of India is focused, Prime Minister is focused that basic services should be made available to women. That's why this people-centric governance, so that these women are able to utilize their time in basically productive work. They should be able to join workforce, informal workforce. The income of family increases. Instead of one salary, they can have 1.5 salary, or quarter to 2 salary, or 2 salary. That is the idea. That is the idea. And to do that, I think the first starting point is basically correcting the water story. Road will also come, electricity will also come, other internet and other things will also come, but water story has to, because 40% area basically falls in India. You might have seen that 4 years back, NGT passed one order that in water stress district, 200 odd districts, no new industry will be. Basically they said that groundwater exploitation for industrial purpose, this thing will not be allowed. And in fact, that industry which were already there, their license will not be removed. Just imagine these districts, these start from Haryana to Rajasthan to Gujarat to Marathwada to Vidarbha to part of Karnataka to Andhra to, what will happen, just imagine. Very noble order, well-meaning order. But economic activity can't stop. So I think the all fact and figure, everything focuses that this country has to focus on water management, and that's why, and that's how government led by Prime Minister Mr. Modi in 2014, the first part was that its focus was on water. But everybody realized that end of the day, water is a finite resource. Since class 2, 3, 4, 5, we are reading water cycle, we read that. But I don't know, it has not gone into our head. It means if there is a water cycle and the water is coming through rainfall or some snowfall in higher Himalaya, it means this water has to be collected, stored, and then used properly. And imagine if you have open defecation everywhere, gandagi, what you are going to collect? Water or that gandagi or fecal matter? This is the spirit behind launching Swachh Bharat mission first and Jal Jeevan mission later. Until and unless you don't clean up your surface, until and unless you don't stop open defecation, it doesn't make any sense to collect water. Because if you are going to collect water, imagine it is basically some kind of sewage, and that you have to treat it and then only you can drink it. And that's why the emphasis has been since day one from 2014 that make this country open defecation free. And I think if water has to be collected, whether over the ground, as we all know that because of anthropogenic and environmental factor, and this thing is, who knows better than people of Gujarat, it is next to impossible virtually. Virtually it has become next to impossible to construct big dams now. It was the determination of people of this state given by leadership that Sardar Srovar Dam was completed, otherwise next to impossible. It means then there is a we have to find a solution. And solution is that existing dams, existing reservoirs, their deepening, their desiltation, their strengthening, that provides you one opportunity. That all your water bodies, it has to be revived. It has to be strengthened. It has to be, I used to, Mr. Shukla used to teach me about, this thing that in Saurashtra and North Gujarat, average dam used to get filled only 24% of its capacity every year. Imagine you have spent 100 rupees but utilizing only 24 rupees. 75, 6 rupees has been just like gone. You can say overcapacity. Or you can say that after that nobody thought about it. And that's how and that's why this Sauni Yojana was brought in. That's how in 2004 we conceptualized, then Chief Minister Mr. Modi, in fact I was one of the person, we conceptualized this Sujlam Suflam Yojana that transfer flood water to North Gujarat and Saurashtra, store in these bodies, and later on this Sauni Yojana that all these water bodies, all these dams, all these reservoirs, they need to be filled. And if you go back in 97, 98, that firing took place in Jamnagar when some farmers died, when water was transported to Aji Dam. It means what? It means we have to transfer water in those bodies. You have to strengthen, expand capacity, and then, It means water has to be increased. It also means if you can't, one thing is that you can't construct new dam. Then second is that existing dams, existing reservoirs has to be expanded and water stored. But third strategy, that already you have so much aquifers, you can do underground storage. And which Gujarat did beautifully. I think one of the shining examples that by 2008 in Gujarat, depletion of water table has been reversed. Every year, throughout country, water table going down. But in Gujarat in 2008, by the time 2008, this reversal, this depletion of water table was reversed. And if I remember correctly, I think some 6, 7 blocks, except 7, 8 blocks, in all blocks water table started rising. I think one of the finest example of micro, macro, and making people water everyone's business, that everybody is involved in basically. It is civil society, it's a self-help groups, it's a Khedut himself or herself, government department, various department, everybody is, because we realize that until unless we don't collect water, I think there is no future. I think this strategy is paying rich dividend today. And same thing has been replicated at the national level. So 2014 to 2019, it was that Swachh Bharat mission and let's make India open defecation free. And then 2019, 2 programs started. One is basically Jal Shakti Abhiyan, that collect rainwater, and B, Jal Jeevan Mission, that every family, every household should have clean tap water in their home. So there is a case, there is a logic behind these works. And Jal Jeevan Mission is what? In Gujarat, I was very happy to I was also part of that, that work when we started tap water connection to household in 2002 onwards. But at nation level, just imagine, when in 2019, when this program was launched, Jal Jeevan Mission, only 17%, less than 17% household, 3.2 crore household in the country out of 19.35 crore household had provision of tap water connection. And every household to be provided tap water connection in 5 years. If you average it out, it means every year 3.2 crore new household to be provided tap water connection. What it shows actually, it shows your strength of this new generation. That instead of working with chalta hai, the era has come basically when you work with speed and on a scale. This opportunity has come that you work with speed and on a scale. In last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, whatever has been achieved, 3.2 crore in 1 year. In this 20, 30, 40 years. Let's try to give tap water connection to everybody in this 3+ crore in 1 year, so that in 5 crore, more than 16 crore household can be given tap water connection. That is the idea. In fact, it has been done in many other fields. You have seen whether it's toilet or electricity or cooking gas or, that opening account. This is the new India approach. This is the approach that working with speed and scale, and there should be efficiency, use of technology, and work with that, finish the task and move forward, move ahead. So this thing has been started, and this project, as by now you all know, I don't want to go into detail, But again, this is not government department driven scheme, Jal Jeevan Mission. This is scheme, basically its motto is building partnership and working together, where basically NGOs, self-help groups, society, everybody is working as an implementation support agency or sector partner. But friends, let me share you something what is the future actually? What is the future? If you have reached here, so in water sector or this management, what could be the future? And I think people, younger generation, you must start thinking that what should be the future. That is the most crucial. Let me put it in a different way. Today, water service delivery is the prerogative of government department, parastatal organization or municipal bodies. It's a kind of nationalized subject. Nahin? Only government can provide, or government agencies can provide. If you have to get water, there is no other option. So let's flag few issues and then we will discuss this issue. Today I am flagging it, I leave it to you, think about it. As of now, till date, water supply is also one service, like electricity or education or healthcare. Education and healthcare are more critical, but their private sector is playing some role. And Gujarat is like fit state. So today, water service delivery is a prerogative of the government and government departments and government agencies or municipal bodies. So what is the next stage or next step? This is the one issue. Second issue is Ahmedabad Management Association, they somehow felt that they do care about me, that I should not become some waterborne disease. They must be having this data that every day still 500 children are dying due to diarrhea. So they provided me this thing. You don't dare to provide me tap water, taking directly and giving me to drink. It means, see it like this. Public Health Engineering Department in the country, their sister organization, they treat water. This is potable. They supply through pipe. But at the delivery point, people like you and me don't have confidence to drink it directly. Okay? But see the credibility. It's a credibility issue. Government department, municipal bodies providing water, treated water, testing, everything done. When it comes to tap, I am not drinking directly. But some businessman like him, they develop a box known as RO. Okay? It is put there. The water goes into it, we don't know its quality. What it comes out, I don't know its quality, but blindly I can drink. And if you see the other side, in power sector, electricity sector, voltage stabilizer, whatever power goes into it, you can see what is the voltage. And whatever comes out, you also see that what is the voltage. Why is it so that in case of drinking water, which is more critical, वोल्टेज में फ्लक्चुएशन होगा, ख़राब होगा तो कुछ टीवी ही ख़राब होगा, कुछ 1000, 1200, 2000 रुपए का सर्किट वर्किट हो जाएगा, उतना नुकसान कुछ नहीं होगा. यहाँ वाटर पर अगर गंदा पानी पी लिया तो इमेजिन क्या हो सकता है. बट देर इज़ नो सोसाइटल प्रेशर, देर इज़ नो डिमांड that we should be as a society putting pressure that on this RO plant, why don't you put 5, 6, 700, 1,000 rupees sensor-based device to show what is the quality of input water or what is the quality of output water. Imagine what will happen if it. Let me give you another example, the issue. In your home, you can test your glucose. You can test your even COVID. You can test pregnancy. You can BP. So many things you can test. Can you test your water? Okay. Can you get your water tested in the city? If you are a government officer, then you can get it tested. But think about common man and woman. Can he or she get her water sample tested? Can get report? Imagine COVID also. Or your blood sugar, urea, this and that, you give sample, you will get report on this your mobile and this thing. Can you get your tested? It means we have to think about it. It means as society, we have to think about it in what direction we are going. Let me give another example. Here, because people have interest in water sector, so they must be knowing. Just think about it, sit quietly, think about it. Maximum water, for what purpose you use? We have always been taught that roughly 85% is used in agriculture, around 10% used in industry, 5% in drinking domestic use and this thing. But this 5% maximum water is used where and how? Think about it. We are sitting here, your and my fecal matter in 24 hours, 300 to 400 to 500 gram, depending on what you eat and how much you eat. This fecal matter, through gravity, it is transported to 5, 10, 20, 30 kilometers outside city. Through gravity, am I correct? This fecal matter, 300 gram, need to be transported by gravity. It means it requires minimum 110 liter to 140, 50 liter. For transportation. That's why your bathroom design is like this, your flush design is like this. It's not because people say that why you are having this flush which basically uses 10 liter or 15 liter. The majburi is, its compulsion is that this water, you need so much water to transport it. Now go back when this transportation technology was developed. Somebody will say that it was Indus Valley civilization, somebody will say Roman, somebody will say, but anyway, let's settle down that at least 100 years back, 112 years back, in Hamburg, Germany, this technology was developed, sewerage system. Tell me, somebody, you read that technology and today, in 112 years, what change had come? In aeroplane, in train, your and my fecal matter can be collected by using 100 or 150 ml of water. But imagine at home, your and my fecal matter to be collected 20 kilometers away by more than 100 liter of water. Tell me, what is the efficiency? See the technology, 300 gram fecal matter, infected matter, converted into 100 plus liter or converted into mass, 100 kg of material. Treated, not treated, God knows what we done and that. See the technology I am talking about, that how inefficient technology is still in this sector is utilized. What kind of research we are doing? Everything we might be doing, we might be becoming IT powerhouse. 2 years back when I was in Jal Jeevan mission director, so with CDAC and Startup India, we launched one competition to develop sensor-based water measurement device. Basic thing, develop sensor, develop a device for pH, for chlorine residue, for TDS, this thing, flow meter, everything. There is a overhead tank, there is a pipeline. Put this device, collect data through Bluetooth or a SIM, put it on your dashboard. Whether you are getting water or not, quantity, quality, timing, everything. This device can be put at the village level, at the mohalla level, and at household level. So it means once you start measuring and monitoring the quality of service, it means efficiency will automatically come. It's a lack of measurement, lack of monitoring. And technology is available, it is doable. But as a society, we are not giving importance. Right? I think here's my colleague from forest department sitting. They keep on, like crying hoarse and everywhere, कि भाई पेड़ बचाओ, ये करो, वो करो. People don't listen to. But during COVID last year, many of us, including me, realized the value of clean air or oxygen when we paid so much heavy price. Then we realized that yes, this oxygen, how precious it is. I think let's not wait for that kind of tragedy or pandemic or some issue to realize the value of water. That is the challenge, Take irrigation. I think Gujarat should be very proud of that the way micro irrigation and has been promoted in this state. I think if I am correct that more than 20%, irrigated area is under micro irrigation. I mean, that is the way forward. That is the way forward, the way crop you select. Not banana, not sugar cane. Very, very funny story, in fact, sugar cane. Just think about it. Sugar cane, very easy to plant. You will take 3 crops, just keep on flooding it. Government is forced, subsidize it, it will purchase. Sugar produced, again subsidize. Nahi? Distribution, PDS and this thing, again subsidize. You and me, daba ke khao, get diabetes, get heart problem, again subsidized. Nahi? Again subsidized. This is a very, very, I think you know better than me that 1 kg rice when we export, essentially we are exporting 1800 liter of water. We are not exporting 1 kg rice. We are exporting 1800 liter of water. I think we have to understand, the era has come when we have to understand the value of environment, ecology, the value of, economic value of, these things, Then we can understand. Somebody should say that what is the purpose, sugar cane is serving, except that easy to grow. Easy to grow. Take rice, take banana, take wheat, So I think the point I'm trying to make is that next generation reforms. Think about it that every Gram Panchayat or Pani Samiti is going to manage water supply, water resource, everything in the village. So it will be done on honorary basis. People have time. But once women start joining workforce, it means there will be need for professionalism. It means what? Young boys and girls who are coming after education, they can start their startup that 10 village, 20 village, 100 village management contract to run the water supply system. If under Jal Jeevan Mission and in Gujarat or any country, any part, beautiful modern pipe water supply system is set up. It can be outsourced for management contract, that somebody should run it professionally, collect, tariff, collect, operation maintenance. And government has done what, for 6 years, starting from 1920 to 2025-26, for 6 years, as 15th Finance Commission tied grant for water and sanitation, 1,72,000 crore, 28,000 crore every year, roughly 10 lakh rupees to every panchayat, village every year. That kind of money is being given for water and sanitation as tied grant. It means there is a money, there is infrastructure. Now this service has to be ensured. Who can provide that service? This is just operation, maintenance, this thing. So it means we have to go to that kind of thing. We have to think about that whether we can do it or not, and we should be doing it. I think this is the issue where basically progressive state like Gujarat and rest of the country, when Jal Jeevan Mission is being implemented, Jal Shakti Abhiyan is implemented, next generation reforms, that in village also, what kind of service is ensured. Many of you must be knowing that in every state, and I'll request you visit that, there is an integrated disease surveillance program, and this data is collected, that waterborne diseases. What kind of waterborne disease in which village, where took place, which hospital, and that data comes. Imagine is that this data set should be talking to water supply data. कि भाई कॉलरा हुआ, डायबिटीज और डायरिया हुआ, नहीं, डिसेंट्री हुआ,
तो वहाँ पे उस दिन जो है क्वालिटी ऑफ वाटर की क्या वो थी, नहीं क्या थी सिचुएशन. आई थिंक what we need is basically more intensive management, getting into these kind of things, and then only we can have efficient water management. We can improve service. We are not at mercy of someone's whims and fancy. Let me put other area which you might like to, very interesting actually. You must be all knowing.
Your children or my child passes, let's say MBBS examination. Can he or she straight away go to hospital, start practicing? Your child and my child passes, let's say, law examination, become LLB. Can he or she go practice? Can one, after completion of B.Arch, and somebody can start practicing architecture? But imagine, I have done only civil engineering. The moment I joined public health engineering department of the government, overnight I become public health engineer. For a doctor, he or she has to pass the examination. For a chartered accountant, for a architect, for a वकील, जब तक बार काउंसिल का एग्जाम नहीं पास करेगा, he or she can't practice. But civil engineer, नहीं क्यों शुक्ला जी? Civil engineer, hardly 2 or 3 credits in civil engineering. But you join in public health engineering department, you will be called public health engineer. Just think about it. Maybe time is coming that there could be this kind of council which is conducting examination, which is bringing professionalism. Just tomorrow imagine, see the future. After 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. When private players are managing water supply, so who will be public health engineer there? What kind of regulation will be there? It means we have to prepare actually for future. That world over, public health engineer like doctor and vakil and chartered accountant or architect, they are professional services. It means there is a council, they conduct examination, they training and this thing, you pass the exam, then you are given license for 5 years or 10 years to become, that. Again you have to upgrade your skill, knowledge and this thing, and then only you will remain public health engineer. So this kind of reform, this kind of futuristic, this thing. I was just going through 2 years back, we are trying to developing a knowledge network actually. And we set up one in Kolkata actually, National Institute for Water and Sanitation, and I was told that Honorable Prime Minister is likely to inaugurate it in next week. And I was going through, there is not a dedicated course on water and sanitation or public health engineering. In fact, we spoke to IIT Roorkee, and 2 years back, they launched that program. That if somebody wants to specialize in water and sanitation, or public health, or water supply, or sewerage, or grey water, where is the course? Where is the education material? So we are setting up that National Institute, and at 2 places, one is IIT Gandhinagar and second is IIT Madras in Chennai, 2 places center of excellence. Here about water supply system, and in Chennai about technology. And then when I was there, we approved 5 professor chair. One in IIT Guwahati about treatment technology, because Northeast में कुछ नहीं था खास. IIT Kanpur about data analytics and information technology, data science, and IIT Jodhpur basically on sustainability of drinking water sources, and TIS Mumbai about decentralized governance in water sector, and I am Bangalore about development of water utilities. End of the day, public utilities, they have to, that you are a service provider and that. This kind of network, and then 104 basically reputed institution in the country, key resource center, that they are imparting training, so they'll become network. And then sector partner and implement support agency. So in water and sanitation sector, in public health, this kind of knowledge network, this kind of sensitization, this kind of skill development among officers and staff, that effort is going on.
and simultaneously Panchayat subcommittee, Panchayat, Gram Panchayat or Pani Samiti, they are being strengthened, trained, reoriented, that they should be able to understand. Imagine in a village, a farmer or men, they are more concerned, and rightly so, that their crop can be saved. So they will continue to draw water, groundwater, without bothering about the water supply to their families, because the still mindset is a government responsibility. I think we are reaching toward that stage, what we call decentralized governance, or what Mahatma Gandhi used to say, republic of in villages, that the village should be able to decide that this much water reserve for drinking purpose, will not draw it. We have to do that, So friends, I think let me stop here. The idea was that I think if I'm able to convey that water security is a prerequisite for prosperity, for socio-economic development, economic growth. And Gujarat is one of the shining example where it has been achieved. And the same is being done at the national level. And our Prime Minister, I think he is like single-minded focus is that water security should be achieved in this country, because otherwise, But it also brings a responsibility on all of us, that we start thinking about future, whether it's a water conservation, or it's a efficient use, or grey water collection, treatment, or reuse, or wastage of water in different ways, whether it's in agriculture or or fecal matter disposal. I think we have to start thinking about it. But end of the day, let's not forget that our biggest role is keeping country open defecation free, clean, so that we collect water, unnecessarily don't spend money on treating it, use this water efficiently, and then only we can achieve water security. So thank you all very much. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you very much.
If any of us, any query or question, we may ask them for 10 minutes is for a question answer session, please.
Yeah, please. Hi, good evening. कोई माइक नहीं है? एक सेकंड, माइक दीजिए सबको. अगर क्वेश्चन पूछिएगा तो आपको जवाब भी देना पड़ेगा.
Sir, with respect to what is the difference that Gujarat had tackled the water crisis, and why not Tamil Nadu, like states like we heard of Chennai water crisis recently in last 2-3 years, where tankers were there for water requirement. So what could be done to ensure water security in other states without thinking of constructing big dams that could damage the ecology or environment?
Your question is too difficult actually for me to answer, but please understand that it's all about enlightened leadership. So there are people who are able to foresee things. Leadership means what? They are ahead of their time. It's not like that your family and my family, my parents, your parents are invested on us, that they got us better education, despite the fact that might not be having money or some other priorities, because they were, they had foresight that if I invest on this child, on this thing, it might be more rewarding rather than meeting immediate need. Resources are limited, money is limited. Every state trying to do best actually for its people. The question is that to what extent somebody is foresighted. They have foresight, and along with investing on present, they are also investing on future. I think leadership matters here. And if I am correct, actually every state has realized. Imagine this country this year in Assam, people died during floods. In Tamil Nadu, you are talking about scarcity of water, but few months back, not last month, in Hyderabad, even Chennai, you have heard about flood. So it means people have started realizing this awareness is coming that people are that water need to be managed properly. In fact, if you ask me, the biggest problem of this sector, this is my very subjective statement. The biggest problem of this sector is that there is a minimum management. There is hardly any management in the sector actually. Everything is like whatever way you want to do, just do it. The good part is that this realization after formation of the at national level Ministry of Jal Shakti, when every subject has been brought together, I think that is coming. Now people are realizing that water need to be addressed differently. People like youngsters like you are concerned about that. You are seeing the challenge. So that is a good sign, I would say.
So, what is your opinion with respect to going for interlinking of rivers for water management? Because there are criticism that it would have a very damaging effect on the ecological life and the aquatic life as well.
You are born in Gujarat?
No,
Where are you coming from?
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan. And since how long you are here?
10 years.
10 years. What is your opinion that in Gujarat, water is being transformed from South Gujarat, let's say Narmada Dam. Narmada water is being transferred to Saurashtra, Kutch, North Gujarat. What is your opinion about this? Or Narmada water is also transferred to southern Rajasthan. What is your opinion?
Sir, I think it should be transferred, but the way or the route taken is benefiting the humans more, but the ecological life is there. That because for transferring we need to create more canals, big in large numbers, and that can have an detrimental effect on the aquatic life or any other.
In what way ecology of Gujarat has been adversely affected? When water has been transferred, flood water or Narmada water through Sujlam Suflam Canal, Narmada Canal, all it has gone to Saurashtra and Kutch, stored in those empty dams, reservoirs. Everywhere water is coming, everywhere fodder is coming, everywhere is small, starting from rabbit to animal to everything is coming everywhere. How it is adversely affecting the ecology?
So I'm talking in general, not regional specific.
Youngsters like you, I'll strongly recommend that take time off. Just visit Saurashtra, North Gujarat. Go to there, see yourself. Don't get swayed by what people talk about it. Yes, every developmental work will have certain implications. And we are in the era of mitigation. Not doing anything is not an option. Not doing anything is not an option. When you are going to do something, it means it is going to have certain implications. It means you have to take mitigation efforts that any possible damage can be minimized. And wherever river, this interlinking is taking place, please understand you are not emptying that river. The water which is being wasted there, you are reducing flood, or you are reducing that water which is going in sea, you are trying to collect and use it gainfully somewhere else. It's not like that you are going to empty that river, that becomes dry. No, it never happens. Never happens. It's a better management. Inter-basin transfer is a better management, nothing else. In fact, we have not been able to explain had inter-basin transfer not taken place. Bhakra Nagal Dam is what? From Bhakra Nagal Dam, water is being transported to your Rajasthan. Is it not inter-basin transfer?
Yes, sir.
Imagine if Indira Gandhi Canal has not been there. What would have happened? Just imagine. So I think let's be very, very clear about that. In Gujarat, had Sardar Sarovar project not completed and today water is not available in Saurashtra and Kutch and this thing. In my generation, when I was in service here, we have seen that era, It is today, unfortunately, So my advice would be that try to see it. In fact, if you are taking water to water deficient area, inter-basin transfer is one of the most beautiful management practice through which excess water, which is harmful in many ways, means flood water, it can be managed. And the drought prone and other areas where there is shortage of water, you just transfer it there. As simple as that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Good evening, sir. It was very insightful to hear you. Sir, my question was related to you informed that Gujarat has done very good in this sector from 2001 and 2 to till now, that the water table has increased. But in states like Punjab, since it is a heavily agricultural state, the water level has drastically reduced. So why isn't there a national scheme about like there is Swachh Bharat, which also focuses on educating the people of the country? In water sector, we have schemes like Har Ghar Nal, which I think which more focuses on the availability of water to everyone, but then the education factor is missing, that this water is precious too. So why isn't, we have a ministry on Jal Shakti ministry, but why is there an absence of such a scheme or a mission, sir?
Okay. In very short, please understand there is something called constitution, and whole country run based on the principles prescription in the constitution. So water is in the states, is a state subject. It means when regulation has to be made, any law has to be made, water extraction, or of course river basin is a different story. Otherwise water is state subject, so only state government can make the law. So if some law has to be made on extraction of water, well, Government of India can't intervene. This is the first part. The second part is that when it comes to incentive and disincentive, because Government of India has got its fund, that a national goal, because SDGs have to be achieved by 2030. So it means every household should have toilet, every household should have tap water, electricity, everything. So this government started, and it is in the form of incentive or disincentive, that if every, let's say Gujarat, which has already was doing and already had gone ahead, suppose you want to provide tap water to every household, the Government of India is going to give you this fund. So providing fund for this kind of action, it is a totally different ball game when it comes to vis-a-vis, when it comes to regulation or making law, because Parliament doesn't have power to make a law on water extraction. That power is with the State Assembly. And here comes the role of leadership. Whether it's MLAs or ministers or chief minister or enlightened people or civil society or academics, it's all about leadership from different walk of life. That are you thinking about future also? If you are thinking about future also, are you discussing those issues? This is the forum, this kind of forum, that at least these issues are coming in the knowledge of information. Maybe tomorrow, day after, few of you or many of you, this knowledge information will be spreads. And there is a thinking in society at a general society level, maybe political level, maybe other level, that yes, this need to be done. So idea is, see, Gujarat is much, much ahead in these things because of 2-3 reasons. Of course, one thing is because here the culture of discussion, debate, civil society, very, 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 And of course, in Gujarat, actually, the kind of enlightened leadership which was provided here, that very futuristic kind of thing was taken. Riverfront, futuristic kind of thing. Never it happened, nowhere in India it happened. Solarization. Imagine somebody said that by solar light, at that point of time, thermal power was available for 3 rupees average, 3 rupees per unit. But government under then Chief Minister Mr. Modi, they decided that no, we have to go for solar, and it was costing higher, 15 rupees or 17 rupees per unit. But these are the futuristic ideas. Today now solar has come to what? 1 rupees 80 paisa or 190 rupees paisa. It's all about leadership, all about future. In Delhi, I'll give one example. In 1999, diesel buses were very norm. Every child will have asthma. And Center for Science Environment, they went to court and all those data and all those things. And Supreme Court came to that conclusion that CNG buses, no diesel buses will be allowed. CNG buses will. Right? Then lead-free, sulfur-free, that those kind of petrol and diesel came. See, this government, let's see that straight away they went to Bharat 6 vehicle. So it's all about futuristic ideas. Take digitalization of economy or digital payment, formalization of this thing. That in present you feel pinched, feel this thing. Imagine during COVID, had not taken place, this digital, imagine what would have happened.
So leadership is all about taking futuristic, view and go for those things. They should have the courage of conviction that they should be able to persuade people. They go about it. And I think Gujarat is one of the shining example where leadership has gone, and people of Gujarat must be complimented that they supported those kind of decision and that kind of leadership. So I think the answer lies that people, leader should be able to explain to people, and people should be supporting to that. Yeah, please.
Good evening, sir. My name is Preet. Since you were talking about looking at the future, I've actually done a lot of research around this same sector, on how we can conserve water and also make it a sustainable thing for India as a nation. So my personal research has been around how we can create water from thin air. That
Water
is
from?
thin air. That's essentially extraction of moisture. You said there are two ways. Either we can extract it from groundwater, or we can purify the water which has already been polluted. But what about naturally available water which is right around us? I'm pretty sure there is almost 100 kilos of water in this room which is suspended in the air. So now my research has always been under that sector, and it personally interests me also. So there are already two companies which are not Indian, which are out of India, and they have developed this technology. One company is US based, and the other is, I think they are also from Europe. They are creating water from thin air, which at a mass scale. So are there any initiatives of the government of India which can help promote, students, or young professionals like us who are interested in this field to subsidize this research and development or anything like that?
See, various technological option, yes, they are being considered, tried, End of the day, when it comes to mass application of those technologies, you have not only see the benefit, cost benefit analysis, but we have to also see is the social and other impact, ecological or health impact. So as of now, whatever my understanding and knowledge is that the kind of, in terms of quantity, the kind of amount of water we need, because please understand, when it comes to your drinking and domestic need, enough water is available by the very, very meager cost. So question is that who is going to buy, or which government is going to put that kind of instrument to capture water from air and transfer it and give it. And secondarily, still there are jury is not out on this issue that what if you remove moisture from air, what kind of impact is going on to have on human health. So these two factors basically, one is cost, and especially production cost or operational cost, and second is about its impact on health when you remove moisture from, because certain moisture you need actually to survive and this thing. So I think there are a lot of debate and discussion is going on, but as of date is not founding favor for mass scale production of water through air.
Okay.
Mass scale, no. Because if you have to do that, better you collect water which is falling and store it and use it.
Right.
I think that option is a better option today. Techno-economically, it's a better option. That collect rainwater, store it over the ground or under the ground, which is being done since ages. That is a better option as of date.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bharat Lal Saab, for coming all the way from Delhi to here to address us at AMA. Thank you so much. Your lecture is quite interesting and very eye-opener also, whether certain fact and figures which you mentioned is quite eye-opener. I feel that whether the governance, whether it is water administration or any kind of governance, your kind of concern and sensitive officers certainly can make difference in public administration. Thank you so much. Friends, AMA is also thankful to you for being with us today here, and we are now ending this program. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.